Good evening and welcome to Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships 2025. It is the opening match here in the Men's Open Division between Victoria and South Australia. My name's Matthew Blomley. Alongside me, Steve McInnes. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Matt. I'm really looking forward to this new thing for EMNA. Have the opening night like this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Cross-border rivals.
Oh, absolute cross-border rivals and a great turnout here. It's the first centre pass straight through. Brodie Roberts into Liam Kiley. First goal.
On the board straight away. Is that less than 10 seconds to score that goal? That's what the Victorians will be doing well. Oh, Trevor Wood from South Australia there in centre drops that ball. Crumbs picked up nicely by the Victorians, who were very patient with it. Looking long though. Ben Ryan with a touch.
Yeah, speaking of patient, not sure that ball was from Josh Byron, but we will still take it. And speaking of this starting lineup, so Victoria goal shooter Liam Kiley, and goal attack Brodie Roberts as Liam Kiley attempts second. Nate Wood, freshly shaved head.
Up, yeah. He's looking like someone I know.
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting that, I'll be honest. Brodie Roberts goal attack, wing attack Adam Franz, centre Riley Richardson, wing defence Jake Noonan, goal defence Al Punchin, and goalkeeper Josh Byron.
Victoria again, nice and patient here. Some good D from South Australia. South Australia started with Matt Fowler, and then Ben Clark in goal attack, Saxon Hay in wing attack, Travis Wood in centre, dropped that ball a little bit earlier, Caleb Barnden, captain, South Australian wing defence, Ben Ryan in goal defence, and Nate Wood, as you mentioned, in goalkeeper, went up for that 10 a little bit earlier. That's a high ball in.
I'm not sure if that was a pass.
He'll take it either way.
Will take it. That's Victoria, 3 in a row. It's a great start from them.
Yeah, South Australia looking patient again now, coming back across. The obstruction call up front there. So Trav Wood gets a chance to have a look at something. And they go wide, touches there. So easy for Victorian defence at the moment. Now they look long again, and Ben Ryan nearly gets a hand on that.
And Ben Ryan playing at goal defence. I saw him play a lot in the SA League, where he was playing in defence in the grand final, in fact.
Yeah, yep.
More familiar with him as a goaler.
Yeah, would have known him through his junior years as a goaler, but lately been playing a lot more goal defence, goalkeeper kind of positions for Garfield back at home in South Australia. And obviously Dragons here today. That is a held ball. There was no one to go to. So still 3-zip. South Australia not having much in the way of circle entries thus far in the first couple of minutes.
Victoria been relatively patient with it, despite getting a couple of turnovers. Of course, we are live and free all week here from Melbourne. Oh, as the layup, Nate Wood attempts to stop it. Liam Kiley is very excited.
Long layup, isn't it? It's a big step in and still gets enough elevation to get over Nate Wood's hand.
When you're 400 feet tall, I suppose you take up most of the circle. Brodie Roberts with his first legitimate shot.
Classic Brodie Roberts drive to baseline. Unbelievable. The footwork there to not go out of court, the balance. Absolutely amazing. Again, everyone running away from Travis Wood here. Got to come forward, South Australian boys. It's a solid hit there. Saxon Hay sliding a fairway, something to look at. No, Victorians too aerial, can't quite keep it in though. South Australia still with the chance here to get their first goal on the board. They are 5-zip down. And that's a cross-court ball. Matt Fowler's not going to be able to chase that up. So another turnover for the South Australians. Wonder if Brian Lyons will be thinking about rolling some subs or letting them settle.
And what do you think that coaching call would be at this point in time? It's Nate Wood.
Yeah, he comes up with a good intercept. Yep, too far over the back. Well, with the rolling subs now, you've got the chance. If they haven't settled in nearly 5 minutes, nearly 5 minutes of netball. There we go. First one's on the board. They found some space. Matty Fowler under the post, lays it in. Nice and easy. Talk about being 400 foot tall.
Yeah, Matty Fowler's been a very good target for you guys and really improved across these last couple of years, I've noticed. As Liam Kiley scores another one for Vic.
Still quite a few young guys in this South Australian team, so some that have played for quite a while, and some that are younger coming in. Matt Fowler's still 23 and under. Saxon Hay also pretty young. Caleb is captain, not very old himself either, really, to be honest. So
Interestingly, Victoria's used a lot of that far side of the court as Liam Kiley gets called for potentially the hold or the push-off, and just trying to indicate what happened.
Did I open up my arm a little bit there? Yeah, probably did, maybe. That's what the umpire called, so we get on with it. Oh, there's a flat ball in, but footwork called.
And for South Australia there, they probably need to be a little bit quicker in transition into defence.
What a take. Again, the balance to stay in court is amazing, and just didn't read Liam's movement in the circle there. That ball wayward. They get it back though. So Franz. Richardson dropping it short. And Nate just getting called for the setup on the contact call there.
And Brodie Roberts not afraid at all to move that one in. South Australia just having a bit of communication issue perhaps in attack there, Steve.
Yeah, and also just throwing it to hands at the moment. There we go. There's a nice intercept for Saxon. Just trying to go too far out on that ball. And again, just not quite measuring these passes. They throw some fakes, open up some space, and then let it go. But at the moment, just maybe wanting to let it go too soon. Vic boys again, nice and patient. Look at that, straight down the middle corridor. Nice pop there too. Misses the long-range shot.
Oh, what a follow. I looked away briefly traffic, and all of a sudden he was in the head of the contest. Brodie Roberts over the miss.
Imagine the boys would have practiced here today, get used to those rings, but they are missing a little bit. Travwood finds himself on the floor, far side of the court. Once again, the Victorians just finding that front space and cutting off ball after ball. There's Nate Wood getting up high. Contact on the second one though. Brodie Roberts comes in to pick up his own crumbs.
And the interesting thing watching Nate Wood is we know he's so good aerially. And you put anything in vaguely that space for him. What I'm looking forward to seeing from him this tournament is how much his groundwork has come along since the last couple of years. Because certainly, and this is even the case with an Al Punchin at the other end for a number of years, they're so good at that aerially. It's just adding that extra step into their game.
Yeah, just to do that extra bit of work on the ground to set themselves up before they actually need to elevate. So 8-2, first court wipe of the tournament. It's been completed. There's going to be a few of those in this division, and let alone the other ones. Trav Wood going back with the flight of the ball there. Good intercept from him. Starting to settle now a little bit. Again, very lateral there. The boys all stuck on the same line for South Australia.
There's been a lot of running away from the ball early on, and maybe that's a little bit of nerves in this first game, a little bit of hesitancy, but both sides not really going directly to it just yet.
Ben Clark, you're going to have to shoot that, mate, and hits it. He was really looking for that pass to Matt Fowler, but he was double teamed, so had to put it up himself and get himself a settler as well. Oh, another ball goes wayward. I didn't quite see what happened there, but maybe over the top of Ben Clark. And the Victorians again connect just from transverse line to transverse line, but they've had to go back this time. They're just so quick and so early on that feed too. Just beats Nate and Ben in that circle.
Yeah, it was a beautiful timing of that placement. Nate Wood did his best to try and spin around the back, the Jiva sort of spin, but that's a lot to get around when Liam Kiley's there.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that beautiful double play. Roberts just working from circle edge.
Yeah,
footwork there.
Looks very awkward on the land there, Caleb Barton. Victoria now looking just to go through the top of the circle, which we haven't seen quite so much. Oh, terrific
good hands in there. Offside's a call.
Yeah, the unlucky back of the foot going inside.
Just too easy. The front spot's always there for the Victorians. Misses another one. Big rebounds and laid up. 11-3 Victoria. And their centre pass again because of that stepping call from Barndon earlier. Oh, where's that going? Between the two Victorian boys, no one knew who had that. Somehow the crumbs fall and Brodie Roberts finds himself under the post. He put this one in. No.
He's a bit off the shot.
He is a bit off the shot. That's unusual. I don't think I've ever seen him.
It is a rare thing to him. Although I reckon started last tournament, Australian Championships at Nissan Arena, he was off early in the tournament, but
yeah.
I don't think it lasts for very long after that. You expect him to step up. Oh, I like the fact that we're looking for a quicker delivery, try and catch the defenders off guard there, but maybe just the placement there from Hay. That is a lovely shot from Ben Clark.
Nice shot there from Ben Clark. He has got good range. He complements Matt Fowler very, very well.
And he's just got to start
getting the ball to them, right? Like, it's just been a struggle to get that ball in because there's such good coverage.
And he's not a short man. He's 194 centimetres, according to his profile. And we're going to take that as honest.
He is pretty tall, but again, we've got an offside call. The inset was there as well. So South Australia finding two ways to lose that ball. Oh, the hands from France.
Just slipped through. So these courts will have a bit of a slipperiness after a lot of people in here. A little bit sweaty today. Where did Byron come from?
He's just on the step again, just on the step to take that front spot, right? And the ball falls to him. So win games of the netball from the front, and the Victorians certainly doing that at the moment. They're in front in attack, they're in front in defence, and all the ball going their way. 13-4, 5 minutes to play in the first.
And there's a couple of times here you've really seen that connection that Riley Richardson and Brodie Roberts have. A couple of those long court where they just trust in each other to let go and know the other one's there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just those years of playing together that really bring that. Nate Wood.
And probably going to need a great sportsman.
Another ball through the hands. No, can't get back in time for that. They are going to need a wipe court here, surely.
Yeah, when the big man go down, there's a big patch that needs to be cleaned up.
And he went off the court too, so umpires are probably slipping on that as well, and you don't want an umpire to go down with an injury as well first game.
We have seen that many a time occur where an umpire has slipped on that, and we don't want to see them go down. Under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, 10-goal lead already to Victoria. Another high ball there. That was in the air for days as well, but Nate Wood couldn't get around to even get his hands on that. So Dion Giaretto has come in to centre for Travis Wood for South Australia there at some stage while we were wiping the court. And again, hasn't quite had an impact because we still lost that ball up in front of the South Australians.
And it's a good little combination building here. You've got Adam Franz and Liam Kiley. They played in the men's reserve 2 years ago together in WA, and then they played in the Opens together this last year.
Trust me, they were combining well back then. I played against them in that grade too, and they went through undefeated, I'm pretty sure. So
and
they were already combining well back then. So
it's a good little combination to be working with. Brodie Roberts goes to post again. There we go. 17-4, 3.5 to go. South Australia definitely working hard here. They're trying to score everything.
Whoa, cross-court.
See
that defence from Victoria. They're just everywhere. It's just forces them to push that ball right through, and then they're off balance. And South Australians, again, like we talked about with Nate, needing to do that work early, get themselves the space. And that call on the outside, just getting a little bit of attention from the umpire.
I think it might have been for the very close distance, even though it looked like he was contesting a little bit just because of the body angle there. But at the moment, Victoria seems to be in control as a quick, beautiful hand.
That fast feed.
South Australia just aren't playing naturally the same way. And I feel like that would be Brian Lyons' comment to them going into the break. Play the way you know how to rather than letting Victoria dictate to you.
Yeah, because every time there's a South Australian or a red shirt with a ball, there's 4 or 5 Victorians around them. It just doesn't matter where they go. The Victorians get there and start putting some cover up. 19-5, 2 minutes 20 to play in the first. This is the highest scoring quarter from the Victorians.
That was a terrific quick ball from Riley Richardson.
Well, that's how quick they can score, right? A couple of passes done. Oh, a nice wall there.
Oh.
Good long look. On the replay.
That was so unfortunate because it was a good look. It was well delivered, just unable to pull it in the way that was needed. But Nate Wood, that was fantastic.
That was a great contest from both of the lads in the circle there. Nate Wood coming up with a touch.
That shaved head is making him more aerodynamic in the air and just able to get that extra inch up. Beautifully timed.
Here we go, looking to post balance contacts. One of the first few errors from the Victorian defenders.
So, minute and a half to go. It's 20-6. Not reflecting on how much of the ball that South Australia are actually getting. Victoria are scoring very well. Defensive pressure is there. South Australia just not quite themselves in attack just at the moment. Letting Victoria dictate what's going on.
Just finding a bit of space now out wide. Giroto has to go back to the line. Ben Clark, top of circle. Quick release. There we go. Puncheon gets the call for contesting behind. Missed shot, another rebound.
And no whistle. Thought the whistle was from this corner. It was indeed from the other. Beautifully timed. Recognising that Clark has a relatively low release from behind there, Al Puncheon.
Does put it right back behind his head, and Al Puncheon just those long arms, nicely timed elevation. 30 seconds left, so Victoria can score off this one. They do with a nice steady shot. No layup that time. It's good to have both those weapons.
Oh, beautiful contest there, Ben Ryan.
Yeah, beautiful. So South Australia with a chance, put another one on the board. They'll really want to score this if they can. Find themselves a long way behind at the end of the first. And 7 seconds here for Victoria to transition. They're going to look long. They're aware. It's up. Oh, just a little bit too long from far sideline all the way in. And that is the first quarter. 22-6. Victoria with the lead at the moment.
And we'll take that moment to enjoy a break, enjoy a rest. And we'll join you again after the quarter time break.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your progress. Download the free.
Quarter two action.
Oh, we're underway straight away. Giroto now with Arlen Davis in wing attack for him. And first turnover for South Australia. Surely Ben Clark with the contest there. A couple of cross-court balls to get us standard. So just trying to spot any other changes.
Victoria have kept the same 7 by the looks of it.
Yeah,
which is not unfamiliar for a
Davis.
first game to try and run often the same 7 and then work in some rotation.
Absolutely. Keep it for the half. You're up. You sort of expect the boys to sort of do the same damage as they've done in the first quarter. It's really up to South Australia to respond, so why wouldn't you keep him there? Nate Wood, good rebounds, tips it out the circle, chases it down himself.
And let's not forget his bright pink shoes that he's got for this one as well. Really try and draw the attention of how aerial he's getting.
Absolutely, you see those up around your shoulders. You know he's off the ground. And you have to go all the way back to that transverse line from the goal line. And just again, South Australia's all getting stuck on the same side, but Dion Giorgetto finds a way over to Matt Fowler there.
That was a terrific release there from Giorgetto. Interestingly, though, I think they just need to wait a half second more on a couple of these before they're going to that full reset. But yeah, given the Victorian pressure that's coming on.
They're feeling that pressure, that's for sure, and they're going all the way back. And missed shot there, so great elevation. And South Australia ball off one of the Victorians. Couldn't see from up here.
It looked like possibly Josh Byron getting the last little hand on it, knocking out slightly off balance. The shot ends up following the left foot off.
Good look, they just get it to halfway so far, and then the South Australians are on the back foot, right? Haven't got anything set up in defence yet.
Oh, I have actually noticed the change. Jake Noonan moved from wing defence to centre for Victoria, and on in wing defence, Ronan Pring.
It's just, up for the block. No. A bit of a shoulder grab there by Liam Kiley.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit of whack in that contest, putting a bit of pressure on it, just through. Shake it out. It's 24-7. Back Victoria's centre pass.
Another, the chairlift. Nate Wood there lifting Ben Ryan, both players though standing out. And back for a South Australian centre pass. Here we go, Ben Ryan from goal defence coming, getting that centre pass receive. Again, Giorgetto having a look right across court. Arlen Davis, with Matty Fowler to go to, but he's off balance, unfortunately. And drop ball there. Giorgetto comes through. Nice work by him. Davis with the elevation keeps it alive for South Australia. Travis Wood now on the line, playing advantage on that. And Matt Fowler, unfortunately, the pass out the circle. It's just going a little bit wild there. Josh Byron now. And Al Punchin bringing it in. Pring goes back to Punchin. And what have Vic got to go to? Not a lot. They spray that one. Jake Noonan not able to reel that in. So South Australia having the chances here to score, but just not being able to get it through at the moment. This call's going all the way back to Nat Wood. And South Australia here again, getting themselves all the way out on that far sideline. Probably need to try and find themselves in the central corridor a little bit more if they can. 25-7, South Australia. They want to put this one in if they can. Through the layout by Matty Fowler. Find themselves down 8-25 at the moment. And again, that ball must be pretty slippery out there. And he's getting dropped a fair bit. Punching, no one to go to. Wood, smart, leaves that. South Australia, another opportunity here. Let's see, Jake Hedrick having a bit of a warm-up on the Vic bench. Might be finding himself in the game sometime soon. Ben Ryan, nice take on the transverse line. And has to go back. Arlen Davis trying to get himself free. Giorgetto coming through. Good tip there from the Victorians. Out of court though, so Fowler with a chance to set up under this post, see if Ben Clark can find him. Again, some good coverage here from the Victorians. They're always in front, ball too far into the post.
I would have liked to see that have a little bit more flight on it rather than quite as direct.
Good weight on it, would have got it over the top there. Do that pass placement. Ben Ryan has a good run at that, gets the tip. Victorian possession still out over the far sideline. Pring, good work by him to get free. Has a long look. And throws a long, long ball. I reckon the boys are struggling out there with the sweat because some of these passes are getting sprayed as well as some of these catches.
Just a little hugging moment
up there. I didn't see quite how they got there. But South Australia ball. managed to keep possession. Good contest in the air. Collects the hands that time, Joshy Byron. Oh, and the elevation.
And just saying it was on the way down. Tough to tell from this angle, of course. The angle that I would like to have said it was still on its way up, but very much hard to know.
So that was South Australia finally scoring a Vic centre pass. And I'm not sure how that wasn't offside there by Travis Wood, but well done. South Australia, the chance to go 2 in a row, and they do. And I like that they actually scored that one pretty quick, pretty definitively. So
yeah, you can see that pressure's changed slightly from Victoria. South Australia now handling it that little bit better.
Oh, Giaretto nearly getting himself around, affecting the spoil on Jakey Noonan, but not quite. Timing, they could go a second jump there, I reckon.
Yeah, especially if you catch a shooter like that off balance, you know their shot's not going to be as on.
Correct,
with that one.
Yeah.
Put that pressure on. Double attempt. Arlen Davis so quick across the line.
Nate Wood did that sort of shallow jump, and I reckon Ben Ryan could have had that higher jump over it on that shooting second. So South Australia probably finding it a little bit easy to score at the moment. They need to keep this up if they can. They're in the double digits now. They want to be in double digits every quarter, though, if they're going to keep up with this Victorian side. Scored 22 in the first.
And they've currently kept them down quite well so far. It's 7 minutes in, only 5 the score from Victoria. That would be disappointing from a Victorian point of view, especially how fast they were scoring. South Australia starting to take some more control, starting to score a little bit more quickly. Resulting in this 27-12. There has been another couple of changes for Victoria. We saw Al Punchin come to the bench. Jake Hedricks come on in goal defence as Liam Kiley scores another one. And Brodie Roberts taking a bit of a rest for Tom Hardwick to come on at that goal attack position.
Yeah, so chance for South Australia with some fresh Victorians on, maybe exploit a few missed connections while a couple of guys get themselves into the game. Again, just a lot of cross-court ball from South Australia.
That was beautifully placed.
Yeah. Just obstruction on that one. I think the tip was good, just jumped from too close. That elevation by Byron, so hard to shoot over. And I'm not even a shooter.
Yeah, it's thinking from the other end that you're going to have to shoot over it even.
Yeah.
No good, no good. But what is good is the changes that the Victorian side made, able to get most of the side on court so far. Hardwick coming through the front little pop, a little bit short on that release, does follow it up, good contest in the circle.
Just going to hold time for this ball here. And Geordie Dutram steps onto court in centre for South Australia.
And conveniently time to change the ball.
Gets himself a little breather before he has to take his first centre pass in his Opens debut. Unfortunately, immediately throws it away.
And it's good to get players like that on relatively early, I think, in the
tournament, absolutely.
Not only tournament, but matches in general. Get a feel for it. And especially against this sort of pressure. Last year's victors, Victoria.
Yeah, know what this intensity is going to be like all week.
And looking at that quick 1-2 off. Oh, really flighty ball, but beautifully taken. Nate Wood was caught behind Liam Kiley. Such a target down there for Victoria.
Yeah, as soon as he's on, if they give it, it's always going to be trouble. Can't nap at all back there. Oh, caught the time umpire branding there on the court and just slipped straight on through. Not sure if it's from sweat or if no one else has gone up over there yet.
Yeah,
and slipped on it, so it might be a bit
normally
of sweat
the decals are okay for most of the players, but who knows with how sweaty these guys have been in this first up game. And if you're playing at home on the other court, it is 22 Victoria, 23 South Australia. So great start there.
Nice tough
for the Dragons
over there. Yeah, absolutely. In this court, South Australia possession. Getting up in this attacking third. Let's see. Geordie Dutram can get himself that ball on the circle edge. He has. What's he got? Ben Clark in front of him. This is good range for Ben Clark. He should hit that one. He does. Overhands too. So.
What I would like to see from Ben Clark on a couple of these is he's starting to lean forward on hesitating, and then that's resulting in maybe that shot starting to fall short a little bit. Lucky on that last one, but it's not necessarily the best idea against defenders of this calibre.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going to have to change it up, and
that's
South Australia just going to have to keep finding a way like that. Found a way for that ball to get through. Absolutely beautiful. And again, that's how easy it can be done. 31-15 now. South Australia scored the Victorian centre pass. Can they score their own?
I think South Australia, through Arlen Davis, really found a little bit of extra energy. Hay maybe was trying to get that, but Davis just been able to find that extra speed.
Yeah, absolutely. He's found good space.
And that break.
Good rhythm. He's worked well with the others. And yeah, break for Victoria. So another centre pass that could, in fact, be scored by South Australia here.
Yeah, it's disappointing if you're Victoria there. A couple of centre passes in a row where you've just been beat. South Australia have really taken advantage of it, though. And gone with a bit of enthusiasm now, a bit of energy. Or just maybe caught for burying underneath there, Clark. Byron pretty happy with that result. 4 minutes to go, 31-16. It's been a very good quarter from South Australian perspective. From 22-6 at quarter time, 31-16 now.
Yeah, so double digits for South Australia. They're going to want to be making sure they're scoring at least 15 goals a quarter against not only this Victorian team, but every other team in this competition as well. Finding that way to post has certainly happened a lot easier so far this quarter for South Australia. Just like the Victorians do there, find that way to post.
France is very reactive there with the hands. He saw that the defenders had just taken that step away, able to get across. Now, though, through Arlen Davis, I keep going to say Davis. I think the syllables are not quite coming out for me as we have a shoe off.
Who is that? Geordie Drucham.
It's that same shoe that perhaps got caught on the Time Umpire decal earlier. And we'd love to thank Time Umpire, major sponsor of this tournament, for their contribution. We certainly couldn't be doing what we're doing today without their contribution.
Can't do it without all these sponsors, can we? I was helping put up the banners. There's plenty of sponsors for this tournament. It's absolutely amazing.
And going across one of the other sponsors there, TLC Healthcare, was Josh Byron. Victoria, just quick transition. Oh, managing to get a good little hand in there.
Pop the ball up, and Nate Wood plucks it out the air.
Ben Ryan, some tough landing that he was trying to take. Looking very fit after coming back from an ACL a couple of years ago.
Yes, he is. He's done well to get himself back. So change coming for the Victorians too. The big target. And Kylie is off for Roberts in goal shooter. So it's going to be nice and mobile down there now. Will Nate Wood be able to keep up with that?
Who can keep up with Brodie Roberts?
I know, right?
Nate Woods is very fit. And I doubt that even someone like Nate Woods can keep up with one Brodie Roberts. It's very difficult to follow and fly with.
He just gets there, and he's gone off the post as well. Faked it out, turned, put it into the post, easy goal.
And Byron had read that days ago. He was already at the top of the circle. Would have loved to see some eyes up a little bit, because that ball could have then, I think, popped straight over the post.
Straight over, right? To the post. And
very experienced umpire in Joel Owen, setting the standard early in the tournament, saying, I will not accept that sort of contact. Pushes up circle. Oh! Beautifully kept in, but unfortunate, no South Australian there to back up. First the Ben Ryan touch, and then the Nate Wood. Jake Noonan there to mop it up.
So we had a bit of South Australian momentum there, and the Vics have got it all back now with these changes, this mobile circle.
And just not able to have that quick release now. When you take out the targets, Nate Wood once again taking that aerial ball out. Quick 1-2.
Good look down court from the South Australians. Can they keep this flowing?
As we see it, similar to a get out of jail card.
No, they can't. Jake Hendricks, former South Australian, gets that ball back in off the South Australian foot.
Definitely a Victorian, though. We'll take him any day of the week. And always so passionate on court. Love to see it.
Love playing with Jake back in my Opens days in South Australia.
He cannot hide his emotions at any point either. What you see is what you get, and he Such a terrific play to have around 30 seconds left, time being held. 34-17 the score.
South Australians having to go with that everywhere.
Read.
Offside, unfortunately, there from Geordie Dutram.
Still plenty of time left to score in the men's netball game. Ben Ryan gets well up over the shot, forces Brady Roberts into a very high release.
But good high shot from Roberts there. So 13 seconds. Can South Australia score this one? Again, it's good hands in there from Byron. Cross court. Anything opening out the post? Yes. Ben Clark gets himself right around the defence. Misses a shot contest. And that is it. Time is going to run out. So 35-17 Victoria at the half.
A much better quarter from South Australia.
Absolutely.
They'll be happy with that. We're taking in half-time, the long break. We'll join you again after that.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and a day.
Welcome back to Court 1 here at the 2025 Amlin National Championships. Victoria, South Australia about to get back underway here for the second half. 35-17 in the first half to the way of the Victorians. And I don't see any changes thus far for the South Australians. Oh, a nice intercept there from Nate Wood, who read that better than the goal shooters from Victoria. And Ben Ryan finds himself on that transverse line. Alan Davis just getting the contact call there. So South Australia working nicely through Davis and Dutram. Loose ball there. Going to be outside the circle. Need to find a shooter here, the South Australians. Oh, halfway up. Very tempting for Hedricks to have a go at. Couldn't quite get a hand to it though. South Australia on the board for the first time in the second half.
What messages do you think came from the South Australian coach Brian Lyons at that break there, Steve?
I think this lineup did pretty well. They just need to keep on it. They definitely scored more than they did in the first. I think, again, a nice, patient, good footwork between Dutram and Arlen to get that ball between themselves on the circle edge, and then those nice, easy feeds that should hopefully open up from Clark and Fowler in the circles. Just that patience, I think, for them. It's only the first game of the tournament. They're doing all right now that they've settled after that pretty ratty first. And you see the opportunities that they're getting. They just need to make sure they score every single one of them when they go down court and up front.
I feel like they've got the opportunity to do that. They've got a really good target in Matty Fowler.
Absolutely, they do.
His hands have got so much stronger these last couple of years since he's been up here. They've just got to find him and be willing to let it go when it's on, but also stop playing into the hands of the defenders of Victoria.
Yeah, and again, we've seen when those early balls go, they've hit the target. Maybe not in the first when the hands were a bit ratty. Ben Clark gets up for that.
Oh, beautifully kept in. And it was a great example then by Arlen Davis of trying to shift the defenders a bit with the ball.
And then put the ball in, right?
Take the defenders out of the action. And when you're comparing the defenders Victoria, Jake Hedricks doesn't quite have the same elevation as Josh Byron.
That's right.
So take advantage of that mismatch where you can.
Nate Ward with the touch, but Brody Roberts pulls it in.
Jake Noonan looks at the bench and goes, that was okay, wasn't it?
That was fine. That was what you wanted.
He goes, I made it. Tom Hardwick mid-range, a bit off though. Ben Ryan, strong rebound.
So again, plenty of ball, and a lot of it is coming out of that South Australian circle, that defensive circle. Nate Wood and Ben Ryan getting rebounds, getting intercepts. It's just that transition where they're struggling and that circle edge. So if they can tighten that up, score every time they get it, South Australia would be right in this game. They've just given too much back. There we go.
Yeah, caught both Hunt and Clark. So good at drawing, man. He had both defenders with him.
And so South Australia have scored off another Victorian centre pass, but just not making inroads on this scoreboard because unfortunately they're not scoring their own sometimes.
But Victoria, it's almost 5 minutes in. They've scored just the one goal for the quarter. Going to need to see a little bit more from them.
Yeah, absolutely. South Australia, just keep working, keep possession. Even in the first quarter, South Australia had plenty of possession. They just weren't converting it, right?
Yes.
So if they can keep the possession up and start executing it.
And just signalling maybe the contact there, obstruction from the centre pass. Adam Frener's just waiting for something to open up. Just really starting to clog it up a little bit more here, South Australia. The ball's not moving as freely.
That's right. All right.
We say that as Hardwick managed to find the openings for Brody Roberts.
Yeah, drew Nate Wood out. Couldn't quite get his hand on the way back. Alan Davis flat along that transverse line. I'd like to see him get out with a bit more punch out.
And similarly, I think Jake Noonan probably could have actually taken that intercept. He threw the hand at it, and probably the right reaction at the time. But maybe just another step to take it out.
If he just thought of it, just run onto it and take it.
Clark drawing the contact.
Puts that one in.
And this is where it'll be quite interesting to see how Clark goes as this tournament goes on, as he gets a bit more worn down. The shots are falling a little bit short, even though they're going in at the moment. Whether that lasts or whether he's able to step through that. Yeah. Hardwick wants that high one.
And so we see a change for South Australia in this circle as well. So Ben Ryan out of that goal defence position and Corey Hascard into goal defence.
This should be a nice little battle between him and Tom Hardwick.
Yeah, so Corey Hascard from South Australia has come up through the reserves, mixed reserves, in fact. few years ago. Started in Adelaide, now up into Open Men's. Oh, Jake Hedrick's good read there, punching out along that transverse line.
And Hedrick's just having to get away
out
at
of
the
the way
last minute as Ronan Pring really lands right on that transverse line.
High shot, rebounds. Hasgard, he's in the game. Hasgard really good at driving the ball out, so love to see him be that option, help those middies, not have to maybe do so much work. There you go. Good,
and I'm enjoying this combination of Dutram and Davis. I think they're finding each other quite well. They're getting some separation. They're able to put speed on as needed, making it really tough for the Victorians there.
Yeah, again, played in the Super League in South Australia for Garville, those two, Dutram and Davis, so their connections should be pretty strong.
And
Deepak Patu on as well now for Victoria.
Make the comment, this is his debut now for Victoria. Last year, unfortunately, he had to withdraw from the Victorian side. Well known as Queensland Open player for many years. Also through the Australian pathways, he played in 23 and unders. Quite successful there. So great to see him out on court.
Pring. Beautiful back of the flight of the ball. Knew where that was going all day. You can't throw that ball over. Well, any of the Victorians. Ronan Pring.
Oh, it's very rare to get it through.
Oh, hands there by Wood. Advantage offside.
Quick delivery, not quite there. Hasgard made sure the hands are on. But Brodie Roberts, how did he find the space to pop there? He made it seem like he had it all day.
Yeah. Don't know how he does it. Absolutely amazing. Right space, right time. Finds a way to get there. Step around from Ben Clark. Just can't still quite find the angle because, again, hands from Byron always there.
And there was interesting footwork there from Davis. I think he might need to keep an eye on that. The way he landed, very close to stepping, just with the speed that he's trying to move at. And another one just on the way down. Fowler, little layup. Wouldn't say it's a huge layup that he aims for, but nice little displacement of it.
Up and over. Oh, so South Australia, another chance here. I think that was just a break. There you go. Hasgard trying to drive the ball down, and it's too much on it for Davis.
A nice little release there for Victoria, getting that, but that's been too many breaks from a coaching point
Victoria,
of view.
You wouldn't be liking that against. Yeah, that's right. Any other tighter situation, and breaking calls, very, very costly.
And in this day and age of men's netball, 14 goals isn't anything either. Certainly not with a quarter and a half to go.
And to be honest, it has actually been a lot of ball turned over both ways in this game so far. Missed shots, balls out of court, just slipping on decals. Like, there's been all sorts of wonderful ways that they found to turn the ball over in this first game. I know they were a bit nervous to start, but now they should be well and truly settled. We should see these skills really sharpen up. Contest there from Byron, can't get it. Fowler lays that one up. He's a lot more confident now, I think. Starting to find himself in a bit of better space for those feeds to come in. Dutram can't get through on Deepak Patu.
Oh, just slight miscommunication. Thought Hardwick was zigging when he went to zag. And some credit where credit should be due. Deepak Patu only getting the late call up. He was in our open reserve side up until a couple of weeks ago, when unfortunate injury to Jaden Cowley meant he had to withdraw from the side. But it's great to see someone the calibre of a Deepak Patu back up in the open division.
Absolutely. You want to see that across all the states, don't you? Have the strength to be able to pull up and everything continue on. Systems stay the same on court.
And certainly that's something I've noticed you guys in South Australia have been really working at the last few years, trying to keep those players coming through as more and more stick around through the age groups.
Yeah, that's what you want. Just breed that consistency. Keep the groups together as long as you possibly can. Keep building that experience. Because there's nothing like coming here. This is the time of the year where you get the absolute best competition. You grow as a group, and then if you drift apart, you can't keep the main bulk together. It's always a struggle to kind of start again. Good tip in there around from Nate Wood, gets a hand. Trav Wood
He was given a little bit too much time there, Nate Wood, wasn't he, to get around there? He had heaps of time. Brody Roberts, I think, wanted much earlier when he'd been that initial pop and hold.
Oh, Fowler reels that one in. Hedricks with the tip.
Not afraid for a little swing around. Opens up the angle.
And holding call there on Jake Hedricks. Ball on the way down.
And this is one of the advantages, I think, that a shooter like Matt Fowler has, because he doesn't have a really high arc.
No, that's right. There's no. He just pretty much puts it just over the edge of the ring.
So it's pretty much always on its way down from
right,
him.
That's right. It's flat or on its way down in and through the ring.
Try and set up a really clear angle here. Not quite on. Hedricks just getting caught on the body there. And there's a lovely shot from him once again. 41 goals to 29. It's still Victoria's way, but the margin just keeps creeping back. South Australia just keep getting a couple more on the board.
Keep chipping away back, don't they? Have a little run of 2 or 3, a couple of breaking calls, a couple of other calls. Connor Lilly also on now in goal attack. Just saw him had the ball there. Nice little low feed into Roberts, who refeeds. And this is another one.
A note from a Victorian point of view, this is Connor Lilly's debut in the Open men's division as well. After playing reserves last year and playing up through all of our junior sides. So great to see him get his opportunity. Robert Richardson also returning in wing attack position this time, replacing Adam Franz. And we're seeing Al Punchin step back on in goal defence. Josh Byron trying to put no doubt in that. Did it come off me the time before? I'm going to make sure it stays in.
Absolutely. Couldn't quite, though.
Little patient there. 1-1.
There we go.
Didn't think that was quite going to get through with the defenders, but beautifully timed.
Yeah, must have just had their eyes down, saw an opportunity there. Take that pass. Oh, Lilly out wide, refeeds. Is that not established on court? Or was that not established on court? Yeah. Must have jumped from outside the court. Oh, that's over. Yeah, he was on the line and kind of rotated his foot forward. Lilly here.
And he'll call that a pass. I'm sure he'll have no doubt.
You wouldn't want to have that as your first miss in Open Men's, would you?
No, I don't think so. But this is where you can see the experience of someone like Deepak Patu picking that up straight away whilst still questioning what's going on. From the South Australian point of view, the ball is already back in the circle. And they're coming together beautifully here, the South Australian goal circle, helping create space by just working off the
each other.
Yeah. The body rather.
Missed rebound.
Just
a little bit of interference there. I think Byron thought Pring was going to get a hand on it and just kind of shuffled his feet a bit.
And this is where such an advantage having a good solid body like Fowler there is that you can sometimes just find him from opening up that, freeing that stomach, as sometimes we say to the tall and solid goalers. Richardson, edge of the circle.
So again, nice and mobile now. Lilly with the pop.
Almost
turns
got
his body
around.
Baseline. Look at him. Done well
there. His
there we
first
go.
goal in the men's Open division.
Connor Lilly.
Great little cheer from Victorian portion of the crowd.
There's a good look. Again, the draw from Clark.
And
open up.
And with Fowler, a couple of years ago, he would have stepped back. And now, really solid footwork, really clear with his landing. And just Victoria trying to find some rhythm again. Had a few changes. Wood trying to get up and over. So tough against the Brody Roberts.
He at least had to go with the ball out of the hands rather than up at the ring where he knows he's going to get called for that. Oh, somehow that finds Matt Fowler. I don't know that it was intended for him. It got through Clark. And punching out there somehow.
And last minute, 45-33. That margin is only 12. It's not significant.
It's only 12, yeah.
And quick hands, Connor Lilly. This matchup has really started to fall Victoria's way. And, I think
Jutram got himself a cork or something there.
Yeah, cork or cramp.
Everyone kind of...
Cork turned into a cramp.
Hammy there. going to go see the physio.
And sometimes that's a lesson in you've just stepped up to men's open division and the body's not quite as used to what goes on up here.
The kind of hits and contests it gets at this level. Oh, again, front space there. Byron cuts it off. Punching coming back. Giroto can't get to that ball.
Oh, beautiful little give go to the edge of the circle. Just needs to reward himself there, Deepak. He'll be disappointed, but look at that. Oh, 10 from Al punching. That would have been superb. But South Australia able to get it through so quickly as a result.
Absolutely nice work by them. That will be the quarter. So time beats Deepak to take that. 46-34. 12 goals at the three-quarter time break.
Terrific quarter from the Southern Dragons. Let's have a little bit of a break. Join us again to the fourth quarter.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your
We're back, about to start the fourth quarter here in the opening match of the 2025 Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, Men's Open Division. Victoria, South Australia. We're just commenting in the break, having a little bit of a chat about it. Really, the difference was the first quarter here for Victoria, 22-6. After that, we had 35-16, 46-34. Two great quarters from a South Australian point of view.
And they had a lot of ball in the first as well that they could have scored. It's just those first few moments of getting themselves settled, I think. Otherwise, they've done really, really well to keep up with this Victorian team, even though it's not showing as much on the scoreboard.
And the pleasing thing from a South Australian point of view as well is they've made a few changes. You've seen a few different faces on court. It means that everyone's had a bit of a touch. They've got a feel for it now as we see the likes of Saxon Hay return to the court, this time in centre. Opportunity now to revisit and go, hey, you've watched for a little bit, here's what was working, come back out.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see a contact call there over the top on the rebounds.
And Josh Byron a little bit confused where the ball has gone.
Someone pass me the ball.
Just a little bit, so she's too busy worried about trying to help Al Punch and get up. And then miscommunication completely. Easy score for the Dragons.
Lily now finds Richardson. He's got contact call on Hascard. Gives her the ball. He loves that low feed, Lily.
Yeah, it's definitely been something that he's done for a long time. I really find that he's improved the height that he's given it. He's kept it low.
Yeah.
But it's not as low as it used to be, where it was probably a bit more difficult for the mid-court to take.
To actually pick it up. No. Connor's worked really hard. Loved coaching him in under-20s a few years ago.
And he really had a standout year.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh Byron, another one considered just on its way down again. We were talking about Fowler doesn't have a lot of time in the height. It drops down pretty quickly. Not as good a shot on that, but the contact.
No contact coming.
And Connor Lilly is saying, ripper year with the men's reserves for Victoria last year in his first year there, which is then when it's great to see Pathways allowing for players to come through like that.
Absolutely. That's really nice variety of grades feeding your open men's, wherever they're good enough, if they can step up.
And
17s,
it's been a really
20s, 23s, reserves, anyone that's good enough that can make this team. That's what you want.
We've really put an emphasis the last few years on making that men's reserve side a team of desire to go to. So it's a place you want to go to have your opportunity, knowing that it does truly feed the open side.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is ready, or there's not necessarily the opportunity or the spot for everyone to come straight from a 20s or a 23 side. So really keeping that pathway strong. And we've seen a lot more younger players start to come through that side. As Brody Roberts scores another nice easy one. A little smile on his face, a little flick of the hair, and a little practice of his action.
Yeah, getting it right for the end of the week. As we said, maybe just having his warm-up game here.
And I'll have a chat to him after this, I'm sure, to find out his feeling about these particular balls we're using for the match.
The combination of ball and ring maybe not quite matching up for him.
He has been known to be very particular, like a number of goalers out there. Great hands, anti-pack, and then...
Yeah, just a little bit loose. Gets a hand in there. And men's are going to play that on. Low ball. Hey, comes through. Oh.
I think he might have bounced off one of Brody's calves there. They are huge calves.
And found himself at Riley Richardson's feet. And leaving a big streak of sweat on the court too. So
I really don't think he knew that Brody was coming there at all either. Poor Saxon Hay. Catching his breath out of play. Oh, just called for footwork there, Connor Lilly. Just a drag on that back foot.
Nate Wood trying to drive it out.
And he's got to be careful there, Nate Wood, with that one.
That little push out.
He timed it quite well there, but it can become a proper push. Oh, beautifully kept in, Fowler.
Oh, no, misses that layup. Rebounds.
Yeah, I was impressed by the fact that they would keep it in, but maybe he was too impressed himself with that.
Yeah.
Just waiting for
cover here, good
open.
cover. They do find someone. Again, find the pocket.
Oh, look at that screen setup.
It's just such a solid screen to hold, isn't it? Knowing Lilly was there for that ball to pop over.
And 49-37, still that 12-goal margin. Not a lot in it. South Australia well and truly keeping themselves in this game.
Aren't they? They just, again, need to do it for that 4 quarters. They can't have a slow start. And you can't against any of these teams that they're going to be playing against this week.
Certainly not in the men's open division anymore. There might have been a couple of years where you went, give them a little bit of a sniff, you can always come back, but not anymore.
But no, the games are just so intense and so fierce. Look in there, nice. From the sideline, Saxon Hay sees Matt Fowler open. Puts it in. So Sammy Foster now for South Australia coming into goal defence. He's got 10 minutes. He's the last of the South Australian players to get on court. So Brian Lyons using his full bench now.
And he does
Absolutely
like a little tag as well as a player. Like, whilst the build and the hair gives you a reminder of a bit of maybe a Sandford player.
Oh, Nate Wood over the top. Saxon Hay manages to reel it in as well. South Australia, good chance here now. Oh, that elevation from Hay. Make it look good. There you go. It's the exact same pass he did the last play from the sideline. 2 in a row.
Can they make it 3 again here? Brought their margin back to 11. This is a perfect opportunity. Score off your centre pass again. Look at getting another dinner.
South Australia would be real happy.
Ooh, footwork, yes. I thought that one was coming.
You commented how good he's been. I don't think he's had many tonight, maybe one other.
That would
So
be the
much
first
better
one
than
I
his
remember.
debut year,
Yeah. Where
Really?
you pretty much put pressure on and you force the step. That one was
I think he just wanted to get closer a little bit to the post as well. He kind of like, I could lay this in if I would get myself a little bit closer.
Oh, beautiful hands.
Nice hands there, Sammy Foster. Oh, too easy at the back. Just use that triangle and angle so well. The Vic boys, they just know where to be.
That angles is what you rely on. And have a look at this setup as well. You've got a Brodie Roberts starting well out of the circle, trying to mix it up, make the defenders think a little bit about what they're doing. It's a luxury to have a player like that you can throw back into goal shooter.
Absolutely. I think he's actually trying to come after Liam Carley, who's about to come back on court. To be honest, he's setting him in the sub box. So.
And the stare
But it
down.
worked well.
Liam Kiley is staring him down.
Come on, I want my
Brodie,
8 minutes
saying,
on court.
come on.
Get off, Brodie, let's go. You were halfway off that last play. What'd you do? Go back in the circle, mate.
Oh, and the ball's slipping out of Ronan Pring's hand.
Must be so slippery out there.
You can see the look on his face from the back of his head that goes, what did this happen? Victoria really taking this advantage now. South Australia would have been great to see them score that 3 in a row.
Yeah,
but the margin now 14.
They could have been under 10. They had the chance to get it back to 10 and then maybe a chance to go under that. But,
and I think
they'd be really happy
is
with
a
that
great
if they
margin.
can. Like, absolutely it is. 10 is a great margin.
10 is a very mental margin in netball as well. I think it's an achievable one, especially with this 7.5 to go. 15's a little bit harder. It's still achievable, just that little bit harder. Ben Ryan now coming on for Nate Wood in the goalkeeper position. Brodie Roberts finally realising what Liam Kiley had been yelling about for so long. As we see, the lovely feed off the circle. Make no mistake, no step that time from Matt Fowler.
Yeah. 14. Oh, Sammy Foster comes through. Oh, he could almost have a go at that on his way back as well. Double team.
Now, a question I have for you. Matt Fowler would be the tallest player in the Dragons. You've got a quite tall fella in your 20s as well. But is he the tallest player in the competition? Liam Kiley stands at 206. Matt Fowler, 211.
He very well might be. I'm pretty sure he's our tallest. We do have some other young tall timber coming through, but none that tall. I think the young ones may add a few centimetres.
They may still grow, you're right.
As well. Yeah, right.
It's the hormones in the chicken that they're eating.
Oh, replay there on circle edge from Saxon Hay. So you never know. We might get someone a little bit taller.
And that is a beautiful little quick release. This opportunity now between Kiley and Lily. And if anyone watches, or should I say follows the Victorian socials, now on TikTok, you might have seen Connor Lilly mic'd up and there was a bit
yes,
going
indeed,
on between him and Liam Kiley. Ben Ryan trying to get up there and call something.
But some bibs getting changed down on the South Australian bench, so we might see some changes for the last 5. It's like Dean Giaretto is going to try and get himself into the game again. Trav Wood having to go right across to Arlen Davis, opening up the middle though for Saxon Hay. Again, no one up front, ball on court.
And just gives the opportunity to take a
reset
breath.
now. And
the wrong reset, it seems. I'm not sure what happened there from South Australians. Just not find that connection from that break.
Too easy there. Deepak likes his own work there. And another Victorian centre. So 18 now. They've really blown it out, the Vics. Unfortunately, it's just been these last few minutes.
Another one just slips out as well.
Let the South Australians down. The ball slips out. Connor Lilly slips over. It's all happening here. 5 minutes to go. A little bit of elevation. A little bit of elevation. Just do a little foot change as well for Kiley. It works well. And he's calling for a towel down there. Only one option. Has to go back. Dion Giaretto working himself up into this game now. Wants it.
They're starting to hesitate a little bit on the release
saying,
again.
Give it early, give it to me. Like, Dion just wanting to...
Sometimes you've got to release that to draw a contact or draw obstruction.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. If you don't, it just leaves them hanging there and then they're in a space with nowhere to go.
And especially with defensive style like this where you've got guys with great arms and able to get around the body, if you don't give it early, there's not a chance.
Yeah, that's when those hands start to come, when they're stopped and stationary. Guys get around. 4 minutes 20, 41-59. So Vic, with this transition down court, could break the 60 barrier.
And almost off balance landing there from Kylie.
Make it 101 goals in this game now. Matt Fowler can't reel it in. Pring stays on side.
He was really hoping to keep that in the circle. You tell he needed to bring his feet with it. You hear some coaches say, bring your feet. Great example of what we mean by bring the feet.
Nice.
Oh, terrific work.
There's some great work by Sam Foster, freshly into the game.
That glorious, freshly permed mullet.
It is a glorious mullet.
Oh, he almost had that perfect angle on that one. And I'm glad that wasn't penalised any harder than it needed to be, because it was a clear aim at the ball, just wasn't quite there in time.
Just then collected the body as well. It's a nice high arcing shot there from Connor Lilly. 3:23 here to play. Kylie back on. What does he find? Trav Wood, who can't quite pick it up.
And Riley Richardson doing Riley Richardson things. The ball goes loose in any capacity, and he just...
It just runs and chases it down, doesn't he? Absolutely.
And just getting called for holding there, Kylie. Joel Owen knows how to see the men's bodies in this contest. 32nd year, I believe it was stated earlier.
Stated at the opening ceremony. 32 years umpiring at these championships.
And not a day over 21. Would you believe
how's he do it?
Incredible.
Timeless. Absolutely timeless. There's a nice, easy centre pass to goal for the South Australians. That's what they need to do more often. More of that.
Yes, that quick release, see it and just go.
Out of court. Good effort by Dion. Again, freshly on for this last 5 minutes or so.
And just resetting the penalty there. Umpire Owen. Swing, beautifully timed. Oh, back to the top. That is some great angle work.
Yeah, and again, opening up at the back there to Kylie, drawing all the defenders forward. Time and space to pop that over all day. Giaretto giving goal off the centre pass. Nice long look. And setting it up again.
There's been some really good connection on that delivery from Giaretto into Fowler, where he's taken advantage of when there's less flighty defence in there, and just delivering it a little bit flatter
straight in
at the right time.
That's right. Oh, Davis, Harlan, throw a hand up, mate.
That's very close to the sideline, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And speaking of just throwing it in, there's some experience having played with the tall for a very long time. Not afraid to look down early.
Look down, put it into that space, just wherever the defender isn't. Bang, put that ball in.
Netball's really a simple game, isn't it? I don't know why we make it so complicated.
Make it so hard. Davis, good work in front of that transverse line. Lily couldn't come over. See there again, just Dion Giaretto wanting that ball, not coming, having to do some more work. Now finding himself stuck in the pocket, right? And ball in, contest up.
Unfortunately on the feed there. I was just thinking about the fact that Davis was really working hard to find space and create something really quick on that change of direction. Ben Ryan, beautiful hands, and gets a turnover. Remonstrating on the attackers from Victoria, but Joel Owen right there says, no, last hand was you guys.
Again, setting this up. 34 seconds here. Can South Australia cut one back? Giaretto, transverse line, long look in again. Going to be contact on the hands on the take. So he should be able to get this one. Lay this in. He does. He got 20 goals now. So unfortunately, the South Australians taking the foot off the pedal, or maybe the Vics put the foot down a little bit, rolled some changes, got Kylie back on. Here we go. Someone from South Australia picked that ball up. There was three of them around it. And time. So there we are. End of the opening match on opening night here. A new feature for Amna, and Vic take the win 64-44.
That was such a good game from South Australia for 3 quarters of that. It was just really that one quarter. Similarly, fantastic first quarter from Victoria. Not bad for the other 3. Something they want to build on and work through. Who were your favourite players in that one, Steve?
I mean, Nate Wood came up with a heck of a lot of ball in that first. The circle defenders for South Australia with Ben Ryan, that combination. They really gave South Australia all of the chances. It was that front end, I think, that struggled a little bit. So Yeah, I would probably give it to the South Australian defenders. And then, again, the feeding got better. So Giordano, for me, as well, played really well, had a good impact when he came in the centre, started to feed that ball a little bit better, and South Australia could score a bit easier too.
I really found the impact of Arlen Davis for South Australia helped provide a bit of change in length and spacing.
Just mix up that space, get it
and
across some
obviously
of that
he's so
defense.
speedy, so fast. I think the next step for him is now finding that change of pace and knowing when to use that. In Victoria, they made a lot of changes as the game went on, and we saw some really impacted well, some just took a little bit longer to work. But when you've got a solid defence line, Kelpies in Josh Byron and Al Punchin for a start, and able to throw in a Hendricks, and they're pretty tough to come up against.
Absolutely, they got a lot of ball as well, and there was a lot of turnover in that game from both teams. And Vic just taking more of those opportunities and getting the 20-goal win on the board. They'd be pretty happy with that.
And speaking of happy, we're going to be happy to leave it for the evening. Both back here bright and early.